this idea of inframing is like I think the metaphor of translation is really useful. Inframing is like a lingua franca that eats up all the other languages, right? Inframing is like English in the world. Like English, every local language gets a sort of thought of as a second language relative to English in sort of the world of business, medical, scholastic, business communities, legal communities, predominantly all use English. And the idea is that in the world of presencing, inframing is a sort of, let's say it's like an invasive species in an ecosystem of presencing. Because you got one way to presence, you got another way to presence, you got that way to presence. What's the one mode of presencing that doesn't play nice with all the other ways of presence? It's inframing. Inframing comes in, eats up all the other presencing modes. And then the second move, it causes you to forget that you're even in a situation of presencing. So it stops you from seeing the veil as a veil or seeing presentation as presentation. And so for Heidegger, if truth is unconcealment rather than the unconcealed, if the process of unconcealment or presentation, when that holds sway, there's truth. If that gets outcompeted by inframing, and then also any mode of presencing gets outcompeted by inframing, replaced by inframing, then there's no possibility of truth, no possibility of decision, no possibility of the human encountering the essence of the human. So no wonder, right, that Heidegger thinks this is worse than a nuclear war, right? At least after a nuclear war, you might still have freedom. You can build back or something. There's somebody who's still alive. After inframing conquers every mode of presencing, there's nothing unique about humans anymore. They're just reduced to pure machine. So that's the absolute danger. And we're going to get into the Holderlin thing, and that's the rest of the essay. And it's cool and interesting. Things I want to flag before we move on to the Holderlin stuff. The first thing would be Heidegger's way of reading Holderlin is to take a phrase Holderlin says and basically interpret it as a philosophical proposition. There are reasons to hesitate with that style of reading. I think his way of reading Trackle is a lot more interesting. He sort of lets himself get carried away in that essay more than he ever does reading Holderlin. So like in The Danger, the saving power also grows. There's just a line. These are two lines from a Holderlin poem. Poetically man dwells, it's a line from a Holderlin poem that Heidegger interprets literally as a universal philosophical proposition. That's not the only way to read poems, right? It maybe is not the most interesting or poetic way to read poems. That'd be the first thing I'd say. The second thing I would say is a point that Nona brought up a few sessions ago, which is one gets the sense that we dialectically sublate the danger if, as the danger grows, the saving power also is something we know in advance. Because either the danger grows and the saving power grows, or the danger doesn't grow, and hey, we're good, right?
And I dare say